Hello all. Now we are going to see the sum of this one. The product of manufacturing concern passes through two processes, A and B, and then to finished stock. It is ascertained that in each process, normally 5% of total weight is lost, it seems. So this is normal loss, and 10% is scrap, which from the process A and process B realizes 80 per ton and 200 per ton. He didn't give the total amount. He said per ton is for A, it is 80 per ton will be sold, and for 200 for process B will be sold, it seems, the scrap. So 5% generally it will be a normal, whereas 10% is scrap, which we are going to sell. So the following figures have been relating to the both process he gave. Materials in tons. In the process A, we are going to process with 1000 tons, whereas in the process B, 70. The cost of materials per ton is in the process A, it is 125, and in the process B, it is 200 rupees. Then he gave other expenses, that is wages of process A, 28,000 and process B, 10,000. Manufacturing expenses, 8,000 and 5,250. And output tons, he has mentioned me that in the process A, it seems 830 tons will be coming out. It seems 830 tons will be coming out. If you want, please note it down. By the end of the process A, how many tons will be out for after like as a completed product means from the process A, it will be 830, it seems, as whereas process B, 780 tons will be coming out of the process. So he is asking us to prepare these process accounts showing cost per ton of each process. So there is no stock or work in progress in the process. So this is what the data he has given. Now we are going to go with continuing with the sum. Now here we have, he said the product is going to go with the two processes. So I have drawn two process accounts. So process A and the process B accounts, we have drawn it. Now I'm just leaving a space for any kind of a working part. So first here, whatever the data is given, I'm going to go through that data. Please go through the first starting stage where I have shared a question. So here he has given a materials to be 1000 tons they are going to start with, and each ton is going to cost some 125 rupees. So I'm starting with my materials here and with my process. So two material how many tons? 1000 he has given. So first, I'm going to record all the things, whatever the data is being given to me. So first, we are going to start with the materials, recording of materials, then the wages, then the manufacturing expenses. I'm going to record it. So first here, two materials. How many we are sending first at the first 1000 tons? And each ton, he said 125 rupees. So 125 into 1000 is equal to 1,25,000. It is going to be 1,25,000. Then afterwards, I'm going to record what? Two wages. So the cost of per ton is equal to 125. Please, I'm reminding it. Then I'm going to have a record of two wages, which he has given me around 28,000. So I'm taking it 28,000 as it is. And then he has given me two manufacturing expenses, which he gave me around 8,000. So these are my expenditures, which I'm going to record it on the debit side of the account. Then I need to go for taking into consideration where he said there was a loss of 5%, normal loss. A weight loss will be a very common in certain kind of a product. So there was a weight loss of 5%, it seems. So that weight loss, we call it as normal loss. So normal loss, how much is it? 5% itself. So 5% on what we'll have, how many tons we have ordered? So we have ordered 1,000 tons. So starting, we started with 1,000 tons. So when I take into consideration 1,000 into 5%, I'm going to get around a 50. And normal loss, it is quite possible that it is going to be a default kind of a loss. So that is not considered or converted into amount unless and until he specifically mentions that, yes, normal loss has been valued at. Until he doesn't mention the value price, we are not supposed to convert the normal loss units into rupees. So that's why I'm just converting tons and I'm leaving a blank as an amount column. I'm not going to convert here. So that is what here I'm going to just write as an hyphen and I'm going to leave it away. Now, after this one, what was the one more thing he has told us? Like we had a scrap, 10% was a scrap which was sold, it seems. So 10% scrap. So that is sold. So that's why buy scrap. How much he is selling, he said scrap value was sold at 10% it seems. So 10% on what I'm going to take again on, I'm going to take it on 1,000. So I'll always calculate on 1,000 tons. So 1,000 tons into 10%, it is going to be 100 rupees. So 100 rupees I'm going to take. Now 100 rupees per ton he is selling. It has been very mentioned clearly that 10% is the scrap which from the process A and process B will realize 80 per ton and 200 per ton respectively. So that means from the process A, the scrap value will be sold at 80 rupees per ton. So 80 rupees per ton means how many I am selling it? 100 tons. So 100 into 80, it is going to be how much, ma? It will be our 8,000. So this is how I have got it. Now what he's saying, he's saying that we have been sending out to the other process. We are sending out to the other process. How much he has told us, like buy to the process means next process. So next process, I'm going to send the stock is 830. It was being mentioned by the sum itself. How many units output in tons? So from the process A, the tons are supposed to come out is 830 tons. So what I'll do, I'll just cross check from the 1,000, I'll be minusing 50. It will be 950. From 1,000, I'm minusing what? See here, 1,000 is the units. I have got it. So from the 1,000, I am minusing 50. Then afterwards, I have minused these 100. So total from the 1,000, if I minus 150, I'm supposed to get 850. But what he's saying that to the next process, we could able to send only 830 means. So how much is the balance now? It is 20 tons. Now what I'm supposed to treat the 20 tons? So he didn't mention anything, but he's saying that to the next process, only 830 went. That means 20 were lost. So that kind of a loss we will call. Already we have got a normal loss. So once again, we will not have a normal loss. So what is that loss is called as abnormal loss. So abnormal loss is how much he is giving us? Abnormal loss is 20. So how I got a 20,000 minus 150 when I do, I will get around 850. But he is saying that only 830 went. So how much is lost? 20 is the loss we are going to. But we don't know how much we are actually, the normal loss cost is how much, I don't know. So for this purpose, I am going to go for calculating. So how I'm going to calculate? So please, I'm presenting here the formula for this one. So please have a look. I'm just, for the process A, I'm doing a working part on the right side. Please check into it for the working. This one, I'm doing a working part on the right side. So how I'm going to calculate the abnormal loss. So calculation of abnormal loss. How many units first? We have got 20 tons. So 20 tons, now I need to convert into rupees. I got to know that there is a loss of 20 tons, but I don't know what is the cost of it because I have to compensate. Normal loss, I'm not supposed to convert into the Price I said, until it doesn't mention me clearly. But whereas abnormal loss, it is a loss which has been occurred because of the negligence of the handling or because of any kind of a human made mistake. So that is the reason it has to be compulsion converted into the rupees. So abnormal loss formula is equal to loss formula is equal to normal cost divided by normal output. Normal cost by normal output into, I'm going to multiply. Once again, let me go for drawing the lines to separate it. So here, the calculation of abnormal loss of 20 tons, I'm going to take here. So the division is equal to this one, normal cost into normal price. So here, I'm going to go for drawing it. So what is that? Into abnormal units into what I'm going to do for writing it abnormal units into abnormal units. So units of abnormal. Units of abnormal. So this I have to substitute. So what is a cost? Normal cost. So normal cost is nothing but the total of 1,25,000 plus 28 plus 8,000 minus 8,000, because this side I need to go for minusing the extra expenses, whatever I got it, no? So when I go for adding all this 1,25,000 plus, I'm going to add one more thing is 28,000 and plus 8,000 I'm going to add. So I'm going to get around 161,000 minus, I'm going to minus how much is there? I have got 8,000 on the other side as the income. Scrap, we have sold it, no? So that one I'm going to take into consideration. So wherein I'm going to get some 1,53,000. Then I will divide with the normal output. So how I will get a normal output? A normal output I'm going to get is how many were it? First we have started with 1,000 units minus, I'm going to minus with 50 abnormal, I have lost default 50. So minus again 100 which scrap we have sold. So that all together I'm going to consider it. So here I'm dividing it. Normal cost is equal to total of the debit side expenses minus if I have any amount converted into that together, I'm going to call it as a normal loss. So that and output is what? 1,000 tons minus whatever we have got it. 50 and 100 if I minus, my normal output is equal to the 850. So that I'm going to take it. And then I'm going to multiply with what? The abnormal unit. So how many units abnormal we have got it? 20 we have got. So 20 tons we have got. So that when I'm going to multiply it, so the cost I'm going to get of that one is equal to 3,600 rupees. 3,600. If you want, please solve it. 1,53,000 on the numerator, I'm going to get it. So 1,53,000, 1,53,000 divided by, if I'm going to do it into 850 multiplied, I'll get some around 180. So when I multiply with 20, I'm going to get the cost as 3,600. So that is what I'm going to write here opposite to this one. So how much I got it here? I got 3,600 as a value. Now simply you're going to go for balancing again the value. So how much is left over now? 1,61,000 minus 8,000 minus 3,000. You're going to do it. So how much you're going to get it? Minus 8,000 minus this one. So the balance of 830 units value is 149,400. So this is the value of the process cost which we have sent it to the P. So we are sending this one to the process P. Now I have to send it. So here I'm going to total it now. So the total value is equal to 1,61,000, 1,61,000. So here I'm going to write it. So now 1,000 units here, and the total is 1,61,000. Here also it is 1,000 units. When I add it, it's going to be same and 1,61,000. So that's how my first one, process A, I have completed it. So please have a look with the calculation how we have done it. So what is the formula for abnormal loss? Normal cost divided by normal output into units of abnormal. So normal cost is nothing but all the debit expenses minus if any value I have it, like scrap or anything. So that I'll minus, and that value I'll divide with the total output left over. So how many we have left over? 850. So that I have divided and multiplied with how many units were abnormal loss? 20. So that's what I have got it and I have done it. So these now 830 we're going to the process B. So now let's go beginning with process B account. So process B here I'm starting with what I have transferred from there I'm going to begin with. So how much I have transferred from the process AMA, the process A, I've started with 830 units. So that is what I'm going to start. So from my A process A, I'm getting it full. So I'm going to call it as process A. How many units? 830. And what was the price we got it? 1,49, 400. 400. Now again, I'll check in the textbook and some. Do I have got any new materials? Means yes, of course. 70 tons were again transferred here. So two materials. So how much we have got it? 70 tons at the rate of 200. So how much it is going to be? 70 tons at the rate of 200. If I go for taking it, 14,000 will be the amount. Now this is done. Now as usual, I'll take the other expenses. Two wages, which was being given me as 10,000. Then two manufacturing expenses. So which he has given as 5,250. So this is what he has given me. So I have taken a data. And as usual, in the first we have learned it, there was in every process, 5% loss will be defaulted since the weight loss. So again, by that loss, weight loss, we call it as what I said, normal loss. So normal loss is how much I said? 5%. So 5% on now on what I'm going to take. So now 830 plus 70. What is the total stock value? It is 900. So on 900, we are going to take it. So on 900, if I'm taking 9 paisa, it is going to be how much we are going to have? 45 tons. And as I said, it will not be converted into rupees. So it will be just hyphen. I'm going to leave it. Then again, in this process also, we have sold a scrap. So by scrap, how many tons we have sold it? Scrap was sold at 10%. So again, 10% on what I'm taking, 10% on same 900 tons I'm going to take. So 10% on 900 tons. And what is the price we are selling it? 200 rupees is it? 200 rupees at the rate of 200 rupees. So how much I'm going to get? 10% means I'm going to get 90. 90 at the rate of 200 is it? 90 at the rate of 200 means I'm going to get around 9 twos are 18. So 18,000 I'm going to get it up. 19,000, this one is done. Now will be seeing how much is the finished stock I am sending it. So I am sending a finished stock also. So here we don't have any further stock, but we are going to close it writing as the finished stock. So finished stock, it was given that we are sending out 780 itself. What we are doing it, we are sending out 780. So as I said, whenever he gives me output, I need to cross check whether my total is tallying or not. So why I got, because here if you see I have got somewhere 5. But whereas here I don't have any 5 actually. So somewhere imbalances is there definitely. So I just want to cross check. So when I added 830 plus 70, it is 900. 900 minus 45 and 90 if I have done it. So from the 900, I minused 45 and then I minused 90. So I got only 765. How much I'm left over with? Only 765 I'm supposed to send out. But he's saying we are sending it more. How many more we are sending? 15 tons we are sending extra. Ma, see, observe here. When I was talking about this one, I was left over with 850 tons, but the next process it was going only 830, means something 20 tons have lost. But when I was seeing here, after from the 900, if I minused this 130 rupees, I was getting only 765. I should be left out with how much? 765 here. But that fellow is saying, no, no, it's not 765. Actually, you are selling extra. How come I'll get an extra? Means something I have gained. When I lose little bit, I call it as an abnormal loss. But here I have gained it. So that's why I'm going to address this one as abnormal profit. I'm going to call it as abnormal gain or abnormal profit. So how much is abnormal gain I have got is 15 tons I got. How much tons I got it? Because I have told you people that I am left over with 780, but he's saying it's not 765. You are actually sending out 780. So 15 units I got from somewhere, I don't. Now I need to find out this value also. No? So what is the formula? You know it. Whether it is abnormal gain or abnormal loss, the calculation is going to be similar. So what is the calculation I said? The calculation is going to be as, here I'm doing the calculation of this one. So abnormal gain calculation. So how many tons here we have got? 15 tons. So now I need to find out what is the price of it. So how I'm going to find it out? The same formula is going to be the same. That is normal cost divided by normal output into 100. We are going to do it. So I'm just dividing it. Normal cost into abnormal gain or loss units. So units of abnormal. So this is how. Now, normal cost, just now I said how much is the normal cost. So how much is the normal cost here? I have got 149, 400 less 14,000 less 10,000 less 5,250. So I have got a total of 1,78,650. I got it. So from this one, I said the right side, whatever the amount is there, I have to minus that one. So I got 1,78,650 is the amount I got it. From this one, I'll minus what? The right side amount, 18,000. Then I will divide with the normal cost. I said. So normal cost, how much I am going to get it? First, 15 you hide it. For some time, you just don't think about 15. Just now we got a 15. So 15 if I take away, 900 was the actual cost, actual units. So that's why 900 minus, how much was normal loss? 45. And what is the scrap loss? It was 90. So what is the net value? It is going to be around 765. So that is what here I'm going to take it now. So this one, mm, uh, then it is going to be multiplied. How many units we have got it? Abnormal, we got around 15 tons. So multiplied by 15 units. So 15, I'm going to do it. So that's how my answer is going to be around 3,000 150. I'm going to get the answer of how much, ma? 3,150. So this is how. Now this value I'm going to put here. 3,150. Now please add all together again once again. So therefore, my value is going to stand for 878, 780 units. When I add again all 149,400 plus 14,000 plus 10,000 plus 5,250 plus 3,150 minus 18,000 if I'm going to do. The answer I'm going to get is 1,63,800. So this is it, the answer. So this is how I have got to know how much is the value of it. So let's total together. So here the total of tons are, now total of tons I'm going to write 915 and total of price is 1,81,800. The same value I'm going to write here, that is total of tons is 915 and total value is equal to 1,81,800. So that is how we are going to do. So that's it for the sum. Hope it is very clear for you.